What's going on, guys? Today we're going to be looking at the Tactacam Reveal X. I've been searching for this camera for months. The shelves have been empty. All online stores have been sold out. And finally, I caught a hold of a friend's Snapchat story the other day who had just picked one up at a local store. So I rushed there immediately. All the Verizon wireless ones were sold out, which I have a Verizon cell phone. And little did I know, the AT&T version actually works with Verizon cell phones. I mean, it does not matter what version of the camera you pick up. You can pick up an AT&T one, it will work with your Verizon phone. You can pick up a Verizon camera and it will work with an AT&T cell phone. All that service is doing is sending it to an app that you are going to be able to check on your phone regardless of what phone you have. I did not know that, and I don't think a lot of people know that based on how many cameras of each different service you see sold out. I mean, I went in and had no Verizon cameras in there, all AT&T. Well, I don't think those people knew either that you can pick up either camera and have it work. I was able to pick the camera up for around $130, and I believe that the Reveal last year when it came out was only $100. But I think after the hype around the camera and knowing that it was so good and the demand that it had around it last year, and when you add in the price of inflation right now, I think that has a lot to do with the high price of the camera. I have yet to see whether the camera's worth it or not, or if you could get maybe the Reveal and have the same result. I'm going to do another video comparing the Reveal and the Reveal X. So if that's something you're looking forward to, I'll drop a link below this video so you can see it. According to the box, it has exceptional detection in all weather. That is one thing that the Reveal did not have. Now, whether that's true or not, we're bound to find that out. But the Reveal struggled a lot last year with fog. You would have some fogginess inside of the camera, and a lot of times the sensor would go off with an animal outside of it, and you would just get a picture of fog. So hopefully this camera has improved in that area. But other than that, I'm not really seeing many differences between this and the Reveal. If you're someone that's new to cell cams, you do have to pay for a data plan, but this thing is cheap. It's $5 a month for like 250 pictures, which was always plenty for us last year. One of the biggest expenses with this camera is actually having to load it up with 12 AA batteries. But with that, you get a couple months of coverage out of it. So it really isn't terrible, but just be aware that you're going to have to fork out some money for a lot of AA batteries. There's no activation fee. You just pay it through the app. You put in your credit card number, and it's not difficult at all. So if you're worried about the data plans, you shouldn't be. And you can always pay for a little bit of an overage if you want to receive more than your allotted plan. So I'll go ahead and go into the setup of this camera. If you're not interested in it, you can skip forward where I'll go to some test pictures. But if you're somebody new to cell cams, I kind of just want to go over it briefly, how easy it really is to set up. Basically, you just pull the camera out, pull the strap out, and the antenna. It took me a little bit to get the antenna figured out for some reason. I was having trouble fastening it, but I did eventually get it on there. And from there, it's pretty easy. You just have to download the Tactacam Reveal app, and you go in there and scan this little QR tag that's inside of the camera. You scan that with your phone, and it links it automatically, and it's literally that easy. And that's pretty much all there is to setting the camera up. So I'd like to jump in and show you guys a few pictures that the camera's taken since I've had it out for about 2 weeks now. As you can see, it's got plenty of brightness on the flash. You can adjust that from like 3 different levels. The pictures aren't really blurry at all. You can also adjust whether you would want a high shutter speed so that things that are in motion you're gonna have minimal blur, or you can balance between a high range or that high shutter speed and put it right in the middle. But as you can see, the pictures are plenty good enough, and as advertised, they do take way better pictures in the rain. As you can see, these pictures are plenty good enough for something that Looks like a terrible storm coming through. And that would not have been the case last year with the Reveal. It would have really, really struggled. One thing I will say with this is that the nighttime pictures seem to be way better than the daytime pictures. I think a lot of it is just early season whitetail hunting. You get a lot of colors in the background that can kind of make it difficult to pick up and make out what you're trying to look at. But the camera has a lot of saturation, a lot of color, and at times it makes it difficult, but at other times it just makes for a great picture. And now I want to talk about the biggest improvement, in my opinion, that this camera has made, and that's the ability to download on demand HD photos. And normally, whenever the camera sends you a picture to the app, it's basically a preview sized image, it's a thumbnail image. And that quality is not going to be the highest quality that you can get from that picture. If you go take your card out of the camera, plug it into your computer, and look at the pictures, the quality is going to be much better. It doesn't send you that preview sized image. You're actually looking at the full size image. Well, what this new feature allows you to do is to go into the app. You can hold down with your thumb on the picture that you want to select, and you can scroll through and select multiple at one time. Then you click on this HD button, and it's going to tell you you can get 50 pictures basically for, I think it's $5, and they'll send the higher quality photos to your phone. From there, you got to go down to the third icon over, which is your gallery, and they'll show up in an HD photos folder, and you can see right away the quality is the full sized image, and you can pick up so much more detail in these images, and it's really just the biggest improvement overall of the whole camera. And this next year here, I couldn't even tell what he was. I could tell he had a good frame until I downloaded this photo, and then I found out that he's a potential big one. So I am super impressed with that feature, and it really, really improves the camera. And overall, I still give this camera a high score. I'd probably give it an 8 out of a 10. And I might be picking up more of these, but for the time being, I might actually look for some cheaper reveals from last year, because with the reveals from last year, you could get a 24 megapixel image, and these give you 18 megapixel image, which isn't a huge difference. But I mean, if I can get that reveal probably $30 to $40 cheaper, that might be the better option. As always, be sure to give this video a like, and also subscribe to our channel to stay up to date with all the new content that we're uploading. Thanks.